Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Frank, great golf course and great man behind it.
Oh, it certainly is. Anytime you get a chance to play the King's Golf Course in Arnold Palmer, that is a pleasure. Hosted the Arnold Palmer Invitational for so many years now and always produces a worthy champion.
Arnold Palmer bought it in the 1970s. Through the years, Frank, it wasn't unusual to see Arnold roaming the grounds, hitting golf balls, playing in that regular game. They call it the shootout. He's still pretty competitive.
No, he is, that's for sure. Yeah, he'll sneak out there, do a little bit of practice beforehand. He does not like to hand over his $20 note.
It's a tough golf course, Frank, with a really exciting finishing stretch.
There's enough water there to tempt the faintest of hearts, that's for sure, and also steal a dozen or so golf balls.
And it's been the scene of some really incredible moments. I think back to Robert Gomez as a rookie holing out with a 7-iron on the final hole to beat Greg Norman.
Yeah, Matt Every won in 2014. Of course, Tiger Woods has literally owned this golf course, winning 8 times. And, of course, the last of which was in 2013. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That will be a great look at birdie. Settles in over the putt. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Still playing even for the day after the par. Back to the second hole here at Bay Hill. Frank, long par 3.
And that green slopes so much from right to left, so you can actually use the contours of the green here.
Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par.
Not terrible, but not his best.
An outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
That's costly right there.
Painful.
So with that, 1 over par. Now to the par 4 third, picturesque and difficult hole, Frank.
It might be picturesque, but it's certainly not for the faint of heart. This is going to take your best swing.
Water all down the left side.
I tell you, there's long and long, and that with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Even par early on. 561 yard, par 5 fourth. Frank a chance to make 4 and maybe even an eagle 3.
Yeah, that green's just raised a little bit, so if you had a good drive in there and you're going with a slightly shorter club, big advantage.
Frank, such an advantage when you can hit that far.
It's not fair.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, tricky little third shot here at the par 5 4th.
Especially if you don't have a full number, because there's just that little mound in the middle of the green. If you get on the wrong side of that, instantly you can be 30, 40 feet away. So check where the flag is. Is it front? Is it back? And then try and land it in that section.
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
On a roll right now. 5th hole at Bay Hill. Frank, this is a chance to employ some course management as opposed to maybe brute strength. What do you think?
Yeah, rather soft par 4. No water here, but bunker down the left and bunker down the right. Pinches into that corner. So if you're a little wayward, an iron here is not a bad idea.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Oh, wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Chance to get it close here. Frank, in the changing weather conditions, players have so many different options, don't they? Some might like to play it high. Others might want to play it a little lower and along the ground.
Really got to be on your toes today because of that, Rich. And really, that's what separates the men from the boys, so to speak. You know that any mistake you make can obviously be magnified by the wind conditions. But conversely, it's a real good chance for skill to shine.
Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Frank, this would be huge.
Oh, it's got that strut going, everything. This is when that hole starts to look a little bit bigger. You really feel like you can start to make everything.
Frank, the 6th is a big, brawny par 5, and it can be scary as well with all of that water.
And if you're a history buff, you'll remember in 1998, John Daly made 18. Beat that? Well, you're a little better than John.
What's wrong with 18? If you break it down, Frank, that's actually 3.
He's going for a little extra.
Gave that the full treatment. Get up. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed. There's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
Good looking shot right here. That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. Not a gimme, but well within his range. You have to like that. 4 under. Well, after that beast of a par 5 with all the water, take a sigh of relief and you come to the par 3-7.
It still takes a good tee shot here, though, Rich. Narrow entry, and the green's 30 yards deep. You've still really got to focus on hitting a good shot here.
This one's looking good. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. "15 feet away." Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
Get down. Lay down. A bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker plays like.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination. Another good swing, another good approach shot.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
-3 now for the round. Finishing up here on the front side at Bay Hill with a lengthy par 4. And what's the key, Frank?
Well, the hole's relatively flat, but the rough on the right comes into play. If you can carry that ball 300 yards, then just take it in over the bunker.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, you want to make the turn in style? We're here at the 9th, the approach shot, and what are we looking at?
Big green, one of the biggest on the golf course. This hole's changed a lot with equipment over the years, so long iron, even a mid-iron for some people, to a very generous green. Just pitch it on the front third, and you'll be having a birdie putt here at 9.
Terrific golf shot, and now that for an easy birdie. Good putt and a good move, now to 4 under. Just a perfect springtime day here in Orlando, Florida. We're at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Frank, how do you get off to the perfect start on this second 9 here?
One of the few holes here that actually moves to the right, so a little cut off those 2 bunkers. Either that, or if you can fly the ball 280, 285, you can take it over the right. Oh, just an iron.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. 115 to the hole. Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
So the second of the... And now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot.